Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I-Man here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to talk about BRC721.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, sounds like ERC721.
Yeah, dude. So the Bitcoin community is clearly like swag jacking a lot of Ethereum's like glory, but for good reason. It's familiar.
Dude, that has to be a new brand that we spin up, swag jackers.
Swacking? Yeah, dude.
Swag.
That's very common in this day and age. But it's happening. Ethereum's getting all of its thunder taken for sure by the Bitcoin community. This is the next instance of that. At least like so Ordinals came about, right? And then they created something very similar to NFTs called inscriptions. And then artists, I guess, community members started leveraging this new protocol to basically pump shit images around the Web3 space. And it's taken off, right? There's more than 10 million inscriptions now.
Did you know that we're more than just a YouTube channel? We also built MetaZone, the first app store for the metaverse. Buy, sell, and explore a new class of digital assets like our flagship game Rovi.ai. Support us by collecting your digital assets through MetaZone at metazone.io. Like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated. All right, back to the video. Damn, that's a lot.
In like less than 6 months.
But they're not all pictures, right? There's text.
Yeah, it's a mix of BRC20 inscriptions in there too.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling a lot of them are just shit pictures, you know. But that's a lot, dude. That's a lot of inscribing.
How much was it? 10 million?
More than 10 million now.
Wow.
I know. Wow, indeed.
What the hell?
So that was the Ordinals like NFT rendition, and it's doing very well.
That's interesting.
I mean, you got Yuga Labs. They did an inscription drop.
Yeah.
You got Bugatti, I think, did some shit. So there's some heat coming into that space. So what are BRC721s? I don't know. We just found out about this through the council, which we did a video on last week, right?
Yeah.
So
all right,
let's dive into this.
All right, so this is how we first found out. So the council BRC721 is revolutionizing the space. How so? How does it work? And it says BRC721 is the newest protocol in Bitcoin that lets you convert ERC721 NFTs to Ordinals.
2 Ordinals.
Yes. Fun facts, March 2023, the first BRC721 on Bitcoin enabled by Solidity smart contracts, over 100 artists and projects published.
Okay.
Hold on, let me exit here. And then it says how to create. So basically it's a very simple process. TrustlessNFTs.com, connect your wallet, click on BRC721, enter the collection name, add your images, submit on chain. Yeah,
it's very familiar to what we've seen with everything else, right? Inscriptions, just upload some sort of file, connected to a protocol. In this case, the Trustless thing. So this is a project that we covered, I think, a couple weeks ago, Trustless Computer, right? So it's a new protocol that promises to be much more versatile and dynamic than what Ordinals can offer.
Yeah, because BRC721s allow for like programmability because you're using Solidity smart contracts.
Yeah, that's what. So if you go into like the architecture, deep into their docs of like how Trustless Computer works, is basically they've created like a middleman, like a interpreter/writer mechanisms that allow people to leverage Solidity smart contracts, but still append like the final transactions on chain of Bitcoin and then retrieve that information. Right? Yeah, they call it the BVM. There it is.
Yeah. So once you submit that transaction, you're competing with others in the mempool. Once it gets accepted, it gets written to the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah.
And then they have a transaction reader. So they interpret what's on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Bring it back into this BVM.
Yeah, bring it back in. And then the Ethereum compatible virtual machine. And then it's the user's reading exactly what they're expecting. It's like, here's this image.
Right. So the Ethereum compatible virtual machine, that's basically that's where you can have all these like added functions of a smart contract, right? So that's why this stuff has potential super value to it, right? Because NFTs are cool or inscriptions are cool, but you know what's even cooler?
If they did something.
Yes, NFTs that you could program things into them, right? Like for things like GameFi, things like DeFi, things like insurance protocols and stuff like that.
Identity.
Right? Everything. You're going to need some dynamic ability, right? So that's the potential value of all this.
All right, let's see the last couple tweets. Powered by Solidity, BRC721 smart contracts is deployed on Bitcoin, made possible by Trustless. And free BRC721 creation, yes. Step 1, head over to generative.xyz, Click Get Started. Under Trustless Computer, all fees will be shouldered by the collectors.
Mm-hmm. So this is weird, right? Why is the council shilling this?
That's
considering the council was a BRC20 on Ordinals project.
Well, maybe the council is going to launch a BRC721 project of these like characters.
I don't know. Like we made a big video last week about how the council has all these different ingredients of like something to FOMO in about.
Yeah.
You know, strong influencer aggregator.
Mm-hmm.
Or aggregation capabilities, a ton of like founding members that have a lot of notable
influence.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they're doing this as soon as Trustless Computer kind of like, gets the marketing going for this BRC721 stuff, council kind of like hops in with them.
Yeah, and really the marketing component is the community. Mm-hmm. They're pushing the council and everything the council's about. Mm-hmm. Right? They have a pretty good sized community now.
Yeah. So this is it. This is what the NFTs look like. It's nothing we haven't seen before, right?
Yeah. Yeah, basically memes. We got punks.
Yeah.
Colors.
That's a good color, dude.
You get rich, dude.
Somebody's cat. But look at the collection number here.
Okay. Collection number 69, dude. That's pretty famous.
Trusted Computer. Wang's art.
Nice.
So we're definitely getting into like pixel poops. I mean, this is like as early as it gets, dude. Bitcoin
beer, dude.
Yeah. There's a wizard. There's always got to be some kind of wizard.
Uh-huh.
So this is it, dude. This is as early as it gets. We weren't even this early to like inscriptions. Like we didn't get to see the first 100 mints or so come out.
Yeah. So you were saying earlier that BRC721s, there's only about 100 mints.
Well, that's so far, like on this, so far.
Yeah, so far.
But that doesn't mean like that's the cap or anything.
No,
There's
of course.
Infinite cap. Yeah.
No, of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is basically a new protocol. I think it's it's like Ordinals. I don't know if it is Ordinals though. It doesn't seem like it. But yeah. All right. So let's kind of continue here. So trustless pseudos, 1024 fully on-chain collectibles living on the Bitcoin blockchain.
So this is like their first.
I've seen these before. I think it was on Twitter.
This is the first one though. This is the first, I think, collection. So Trustless Computer has a token, right? Remember GM token we talked about? That was their first BRC20. It's kind of like the Ordi for Trustless Computer. I mean, you could do with this speculation as you want. There's only 1,000 of these.
Oh, really? Yeah, 1024, yeah.
Yeah, and this is like they're initiating like BRC721, Not bad.
They look interesting.
Would you get one of these?
I mean, yeah, they look cool.
I kind of like those.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that some were different colors. They had different feet.
Yeah, this one hurts my eyes, dude.
For real? Let me make sure my light blockers aren't distorting it in any way.
Yeah, it feels like that's crazy. Okay.
But it's your typical PFP.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like procedurally generated. It's pretty simple. It's the first BRC721 NFT collection minted on Bitcoin using Trustless Computer. Pseudos was created to celebrate the open source software movement. Given enough eyeballs, all bugs are shallow.
Yeah, so if you look at the next tweet here, this is from the actual like founders. And in the first tweet, they mentioned that a marketplace is coming for all this week.
Okay, so the first BRC721 on Bitcoin deployed in March, coming this week.
And you skipped right over the marketplace announcement right there at the very bottom.
Well, yeah, marketplace coming this week.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So,
yeah, 100 artists and projects published already. Yeah. But I feel like it's going over similar stuff as before, right?
Well, yeah, but it's just the founder laying out like some of the earlier people leveraging this protocol to mint these NFTs, which. Again, why is the council supporting all this? It seems like it's a little bit of a coordinated thing, right?
Yeah, it seems like it. So, this what we expected, right?
I didn't expect that, dude. I didn't think the council had anything to do with Trustless Computer.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point. But they would review stuff and push out stuff.
They're supposed to be like big thought leaders and pioneers, and in this make Bitcoin much more robust, right? And I guess like their thesis, if you read their what's it called, the manifesto, It's all about making Bitcoin like get away from that store of value narrative and much more like it's a functional ecosystem where people can create new value.
Yeah.
That's what BRC20s are about. So now I guess maybe they're interpreting all these different protocols as like, they're going to aid in that thesis, right? That manifesto. So why not support them?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense, especially when these BRC721s are programmable, and now a lot of the developers can start playing around with this stuff and actually create functional things.
Yeah.
Instead of the sector of just images,
Yeah.
now we have potential use cases, utility that people can speculate on now.
Yeah, so let's look at the market. Remember last time we were looking at it? This TC trustless market?
Yeah, so it's, okay, so.
Should be on the next tab. So this is the GM token itself.
Okay, let me.
Remember that? Remember we made a video about like that launch for the GM token?
Oh, right.
It was like the first token generation event we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And it came out the gate like around $1, or not $1, 1 ETH per GM token. But it's a much settled down valuation now.
88% down.
Yeah, I would say it's found its floor, right?
Yeah.
0.12 wrapped ETH.
Yeah, so this is the first one on Trustless Computer.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so this is cool. All right, let me zoom out here. All right, see
Got some zooming to do, dude. There it is.
Okay.
That's quite the dump. But like I said, it looks like it's kind of found its floor,
Yeah, I think so.
But if you look at the overall market, this is really like the only token that has value to it. It's the only one above $1 million market cap right now.
Yeah, and there's, and this is the first one. And if we go back to Ordinals and BRC20s, the first one was Ordi. That went all the way up to like 300 million.
Yeah, it exploded.
Yeah.
Whenever we first saw the Ordi token, I think it was 75 cents.
Yeah, somewhere around like 12 million or something like that.
No, it had to be way lower than that. Actually, no, you're probably right.
Yeah, it was
probably
around
like
12 million.
So then this one's even lower.
Yeah.
Of a market cap, because this is, I would say, very minimal adoption compared to when we discovered BRC20s.
Yeah.
There was way more happening, especially with the ordinal inscriptions. People, like I said, Yuga had already leveraged it to do a $15 million drop.
I'm sure that contributed to everybody like getting
speculation.
into it. Yeah.
So I don't think we've had like a landmark event. Remember when we first discovered ordinals, we were making that prediction. Something significant has to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the council leveraging it to do like their cloak drop. I don't know.
Well, it could be anything. It could be anything. So, like, that's the speculative aspect of all this. Like, we could expect Yuga to do something here too. Like,
that would be weird.
Yeah,
but I don't see why not. Just give it a shot, dude. It's a programmable layer on top of Bitcoin, I guess.
That's right.
Like, that's something of value for sure.
All right, so here are the markets we're talking about. So GM is the first one, 2 million market cap, and then it just kind of
goes all over the place.
Yeah, it goes all over the place because we were looking at ETH. And
let's look for the second mint ID because GM's obviously number one. Yeah. Whenever we first looked at the BRC20s, like the mint order or the deployment order had like a big aspect to it. It's very slow, this website. But trust me, it'll move. You can just scroll down and look for it. Maybe you'll find it.
Okay, there's 8.
There
12.
it is.
There you go.
Meme.
There you go.
There we go.
Oof.
Generative, Gen.
Oh. So these don't even have like anything.
Well, yeah, because I don't think they've minted. Remember this?
That's true.
Yeah,
they
this
haven't
is
minted yet,
this is
have
the
they?
one where it's like the city and like
That's
they
true.
had the different
Like
islands, and
districts
stuff.
and stuff?
Districts, yeah.
So these have been like maybe like just not deployed.
Yeah,
right.
Correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Pepe though, that seems to be like the first like actively deployed TC coin here, right? 83,000 market cap. Wow, that's baby.
Oh yeah.
That's as small as it gets, dude.
There's so many Pepe coins everywhere.
There's meme 65,000. So there's a meme coin on BRC22.
Yeah.
Which I think market cap is roughly 5-6 million. So there's obviously a huge gap between these two.
Yeah. There's a pseudo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, this is wild. I'm surprised. I mean, we talked about this maybe like 2 weeks ago. And at the time, GM was being minted, right? Remember, you could buy one for like a whole week or something.
Yeah, they had like a little crowd sale campaign going.
Yeah.
Which we told everyone not to participate in.
Correct.
And we stick by that just because, this stuff is just too nascent. It's too, even though it's called Trustless Computer, I don't necessarily trust it yet, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed.
I trust in its vision, and it has like a great premise as far as like a very functional and usable protocol that developers can leverage. But man, it's just so early.
Yeah, and at the time when you were minting these, you had to send them your ETH, and we promised to send you GM. Yeah,
there's a lot of that going on right now. A lot of like different projects emerging. It's like we're doing some type of launch event.
Yeah,
send us your Bitcoin or ETH or whatever, and we'll send you these BRC20s in return, stuff like that. So definitely another disclaimer, guys, be very wary out there. Be very cautious,
Yeah.
You need the right people to vouch for these types of projects,
Yeah, but I guess the biggest takeaway here is that the 721 component of these NFTs being functional utilitarian, like that's important. Like that could lead to all the stuff that we're talking about with Ethereum, right? So that's why we're talking about it, because there's something here.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of like naive to think that all of the liquidity that lies dormant on Bitcoin is just going to funnel only into BRC20s and Ordinals.
Yeah, agreed.
Even if you look at Ethereum, Ethereum has a layer 2 ecosystem that's appended to it, and there's a ton of different little micro degen environments happening there. You got Arbitrum, you got Optimism, you got ZK Sync, all these different layer 2s. They all have their own pools of liquidity present in them, their own DeFi ecosystems, their own NFT layers.
Yeah,
it's all happening, in segregate forms, but of course it all funnels into Ethereum.
That's right.
So that's exactly what's happening here in emerging. So I wouldn't ignore this stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot to say here, because since they're leveraging Solidity, I mean, all the developers on Ethereum can start making, all kinds of projects on Trustless Computer. And so, it's interesting that they have the marketplace already kind of lined up, ready for that boom.
Yeah, and of course, the marketplaces, that's what's really going to get this whole thing started. Kind of like with BRC20s. It didn't really get interesting until Unisat and Ordinals wallet kind of matured a little bit. In the very early stages of those platforms, they're super unreliable.
Yeah.
Very dangerous to take part on, but they got better, right? And now we have a vibrant, market for these assets. So that's coming for Trustless Computer. Definitely something that's going to stay on our radar moving forward.
All right, and then there's something else that you shared that I think we're going to be talking about later, SBTC.
Well, we were talking about bringing liquidity that's dormant on Bitcoin into these layer 2 environments. So this is related to Stacks. We'll do this in the next video.
Yeah,
because this is Stacks' big. Remember their big
push. Yes,
SBTC.
All right. And then we were looking into Block Scout just to kind of understand how these blocks are kind of detailed. But yeah, this is not the easiest to kind of read, but yeah, it's all here. Of course, all the links will be in the description. This is BRC721's. The mania has not started yet, and
not even close.
Who knows if it will? But
as always, this is just for pure entertainment, right?
Yeah,
you definitely want to watch this stuff emerge, because there's nothing more entertaining than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, and plus the council is talking about it.
For whatever reason.
When the council speaks, you listen, man.
Exactly. If you want to be a true candidate, you listen when the council members, tell you something.
That's right.
That's the value of the council, right?
Yeah. I mean, they got so many people, like you're saying, with influencer power.
Not just influencer, they're VCs.
Yeah, that's true.
They're deep in this industry, so if they're pushing something, they know something about that the rest of us outsiders do not.
Yes.
Right. So I would take this a little more seriously then.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's a flip side to that. We got to remember.
Yeah.
It's there's a reason why they're pushing it, right? So they could be benefiting for pushing it.
True. We definitely shouldn't give the council this much clout.
Yeah.
This much authority. It's whatever they say goes.
Yeah.
They got a little bit more proven to do,
yeah.
right? Before they get the I don't know, an Animoca Brands type influencer.
Yeah, but the thing with the council is they are bringing to light some of the new stuff that's happening, and so it's
true.
It's good to pay attention, that's
a good point.
Just to understand what exactly has people's attention.
Yeah, maybe there's absolutely zero, motivation outside of just trying to educate the people on what's going on.
Yeah, there's a chance.
It could just be that, which is very nice.
Yeah.
good for the council.
So so the council, thank you guys for sharing, and this is definitely interesting. We're gonna keep an eye on BRC721s.
Yeah, and like within these threads that we're linking, there's how to mint these 721s yourself if you want to get in on this. You know, it's always advisable to experiment in the space. You know, just get some assets created and learn the protocols, and who knows, you might be getting in early on the next big thing. Why not?
Yeah, it's just interacting with Web3. I mean, that's how
all
you
you're
get
really
involved to the community.
And then, of course, remember how expensive inscriptions became? Like once they got attractive.
Yeah, hundreds of dollars, right?
Yeah, to inscribe things. So if you really want to get your art onto Bitcoin's block space, while all these protocols are kind of like
sleeping.
Now's the time to do that for sure.
All right, guys, that's been BRC721. All the links will be in the description. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Blockrunner, at MetaZone.io, and at Rovi AI, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Peace.